all-time college women's basketball player list. She was on there with the greats like Candace Parker, Cheryl Miller, and a host of others. Well, we all know who's been following Caitlin Clark. At least I know, and I know a lot of.
The internet went wild yesterday after Rebecca Lobo helped select the AP's all-time women's college basketball team. And guess who made the first team? Caitlin Clark, chosen over Maya Moore and other legendary players with multiple championships. The backlash was immediate. But here's what no one is talking about. The actual stats behind this decision are so powerful that they reveal the real reason people are upset. And it's not about basketball. By the end of this video, you'll see why this controversy exposes something much deeper.
Right there, Cheryl Miller is clearly on the list. It's stated for many college basketball experts selecting the greatest players of the women poll era. You know, it sounds easy until they try it. So ultimately, they got Diana Taurasi on there, Cheryl Miller on there. How many people from UConn gonna be on there, bro? That's what I want to know. Nearly impossible. Rebecca Lobo.
Rebecca Lobo, former UConn star, Hall of Famer, and now an analyst, was one of the experts who helped create this list. And here's how she described the process. It was extraordinarily difficult to separate college careers from professional achievements. Translation: they had to ignore everything that happened after graduation and judge players solely on what they accomplished in college, just those 4 years, nothing more. And when you apply that standard consistently, something surprising happens. Players once considered untouchable suddenly...
So this is the list right here. It says Taurasi helped UConn win 3 national championships, including carrying the Huskies to the last 2 basically on her own during her junior season. Now, guys, we got to remember too, you know, not to take anything away from the great Diana Taurasi. She was playing, man, it really wasn't that much talent. It wasn't like how it is now, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, I ain't gonna diminish what Diana Taurasi did, but you know, the playing field wasn't the same for CC.
The first team lineup looks like this. Diana Taurasi at shooting guard, Cheryl Miller and Brianna Stewart in the front court, Candace Parker rounding it out, and Caitlin Clark at point guard. That means Maya Moore, a 2-time national Player of the Year, 4-time All-American, and 2-time national champion, landed on the second team. Social media comment sections exploded. Clark was great, but she's not better than Maya Moore. Where's her championship ring? This is disrespectful to the legends. But here's what those critics conveniently ignore. When you actually look at what Caitlin Clark achieved in college, the debate isn't...
Maya Moore was second team, bro. CC the point guard on this team, bro. Facts, bro. Facts. She doesn't have a ring to her name. Who gives a damn? These are individual accolades by your thinking. Many notable NBA or WNBA players who have never been named for these types of awards. I am aware, but Maya Moore is still far better individually than... Bro, Maya Moore is not better than Kayla. Bro.
All-time NCAA division. Scoring leader, men's or women's. Read that again. Not just in women's basketball, in all of college basketball. She holds records that go beyond gender. 548 career three-pointers, the most ever by an individual. The first player in history to lead her conference in both scoring and assists for 4 consecutive seasons. Not 2, not 3, 4 straight years of pure offensive dominance. She also holds the record for the most 30-point games in major college basketball history, 56 in total, and was the first player ever to record a 40-point triple-double in NCAA tournament history. These aren't cherry-picked stats. This
and Clark with Cheryl swoops. Somebody said I would have to agree. I did know more 1-2 PO player of the year and not number 1. She should be first team. I don't give a damn. This is college. This is college. Hold on, where's that? Where's that? Because this is college, bro. Who is that right there? Yeah, this is we talking college. And if you're talking college, bro, records achieved and milestones, all-time NCAA Division I scoring leader.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. the championship argument. She never won a title, so she can't be considered the greatest. You know who else only won one college championship? Michael Jordan. One title at North Carolina in 1982. Then he left for the NBA and became the undisputed greatest of all time. Nobody holds that single college championship against him when judging his greatness. Nobody says, well, he only won once in college, so he can't be the GOAT. You know why? Because individual excellence matters. Dominance matters. Redefining what's possible matters. And here's the uncomfortable
dog. One player in NCAA history to lead her conference in both scoring and assists in 4 consecutive seasons. All-time leader in 30 plus point performances in major college markets, 56 such games, first player to record 40-point triple-double in NCAA tournament. Now, as I'm reading this, it sounds a lot like when her...
have to look at the context of her achievements. She played in the modern era, against elite competition. Paige Buchers, Cameron Brink, Angel Reese, generational talents who will dominate the WNBA for years to come. She faced defensive schemes built entirely to stop her. Box and 1 defenses, triangle and 2 formations, double teams 30 feet from the basket, and she still averaged 28 points per game for her career. She continued to rack up assists at an elite level and led Iowa to back-to-back national championship games. Diana Taurasi played in an era with less overall depth of talent. That's not disrespecting Taurasi.
I don't give a damn how you feel. I don't give a damn that you mad that your favorite WNBA player didn't make the list or Caitlin Clark passed up some of y'all greats. But I don't care. Caitlin Clark, it's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And we all know who Michael Jeffrey Jordan is. We need not talk no more. We need not talk no more because that's how profound. He worked 23, she worked 22. You got to be 21, 22, 23, 24 to be even considered in this conversation.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The criticism of Rebecca Lobo's selection reveals something much deeper about how we value achievement. When a young player breaks records and dominates statistically, there's a natural instinct to protect the legends, to find reasons why the new accomplishments don't count as much. Different era. Stat padding. No championship. These are defense mechanisms. Because accepting that someone new has reached a higher level means admitting that the old standard wasn't the ceiling, it was just the floor. And for fans who've built their identity around defending past generations.
Super team. That's why you gotta love 2K. Now, you know, that was the article there that had came out. Going back to J-Mac, you know what I'm saying? This was the picture of all the ladies. I spoke briefly about this yesterday in a video. I didn't go all in like I'm doing now.
How Caitlin Clark herself responded to the honor, humble and gracious. It means a lot to be named alongside players I looked up to. No arrogance. No claiming she's better than Maya Moore or anyone else. Just genuine appreciation for being part of the conversation. That's the mark of someone who understands that legacy isn't about tearing others down. But her humility doesn't change the facts, and the facts are undeniable. She achieved things in college basketball that literally no one had ever done before. The question isn't whether she deserves to be on the first team. The real question is whether we're mature enough to recognize her greatness without feeling like we're...
And what an honor, Taurasi said, to think about the history. So, boom. Her play court, being named AP, here we go, CC, one of the most honors in college sports, Caitlin Clark. It means a lot to be named to this all-time list alongside players I looked up to.
Let's talk about what Diana Taurasi actually said. What an accomplishment and what an honor to think about the history. She gets it. Taurasi understands that being included on an all-time list with Caitlin Clark doesn't diminish her legacy. It elevates the entire sport. When the current generation pushes boundaries, it makes everyone's achievements more meaningful. It proves the game has evolved because of what the pioneers built. That's how progress works. You honor the past by surpassing it. And the true legends, the ones who really understand greatness...
Luckily, your boy John Liquidator had the honor of being there being there to witness it all. And they was reading it down the line like this. Took them a mighty long time, bro, to get through all her accolades. And then to kind of sum it all up for you, this picture alone sums up everything. That's why her name is hanging in her rafters at Carver, bro. I don't give a damn how you feel. I don't give a damn that you mad that your favorite WNBA player didn't make the list or Caitlin Clark passed up some of y'all greats. But I don't care. Caitlin Clark, it's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And we all know who Michael Jeffrey Jordan is.
Here's the breaking point in this entire controversy. The anger isn't really about basketball analysis. It's about cultural identity. For years, women's college basketball existed in relative obscurity. The legends of earlier eras fought for recognition in a sports world that largely ignored them. They built something meaningful despite the lack of mainstream attention. Then Caitlin Clark arrived, and suddenly everyone was watching. Sold-out arenas, record-breaking TV ratings, national media coverage, and some fans from past generations began to feel like their heroes were being overshadowed by the hype, like Clark was getting credit for the popularity their favorites never received. That resentment is real, and it's understandable, but it's misdirected. Clark did.
Let's be honest. And y'all mad at Rebecca Lobo, she telling like it is. She keep it real. Did y'all not see all them damn accolades, man? Get down in the comment section.
Rebecca Lobo knew this list would spark controversy. She said it herself. Hall of Fame caliber players were bound to be left off. That's the nature of all-time teams. Someone gets excluded, and someone's feelings get hurt. But the job of experts isn't to manage emotions. It's to make tough decisions based on objective analysis. And when you strip away bias and focus solely on college accomplishments, without the halo effect of professional success, Caitlin Clark's case becomes undeniable. She didn't just have a great college career. She had the greatest statistical college career in the sport's history. That's not opinion. That's documented fact. So what happens next? Does this controversy change how we evaluate greatness going forward? Or do we keep repeating the same tired arguments every time someone new breaks through? Here's what I know, the numbers don't lie. The records speak for themselves. 50 years from now, when people look back at college basketball history, they'll see Caitlin Clark's name at the top of nearly every meaningful statistical category. They won't remember the Twitter debates or the hurt feelings. They'll remember the dominance. All right, Basley fam, this one's intense. Do we finally accept that greatness